Hello, good people of Bills Nation. Weeks 10 and 11 of the NFL season are upon us with this double feature of the NFL on Snyderman Broadcasting. We will be bringing you live Buffalo Bills action, but first let's look around the NFL. In the NFC West, the Cardinals lead out there. Cowboys are two games ahead of the G-Men out east. Cowboys having a really good season. The Buccaneers lead the NFC South, led by Tom Brady. We will see the Buccaneers very soon here on Snyderman Broadcasting. The Packers lead the NFC North up by a game over the Chicago Bears. Out in the AFC West, the Chiefs and the Raiders continue to lead that division out there. The Titans and Colts are tied in the AFC South at 5-4 apiece. The Bengals are still leading the AFC North. Joe Burrow having a really good season. And of course, your Buffalo Bills leading the AFC East with a 6-2 record. It all signs point to the AFC running through Buffalo, but let's go out to MetLife Stadium where it will be Joe Flacco and the New York Jets taking on Josh Allen and your Buffalo Bills in an AFC East matchup. The Jets actually have been a little bit surprising so far this season. And of course, we've been following your Bills all season long. Everything all going good in Bills Nation right now, including Devin Singletary, the NFL's number 3 rusher. Last week, you can see 105 yards on 16 carries for Singletary. The running game has been very, very good for this Bills team. But we are underway here at MetLife as Bass kicks it deep into the end zone. So Flacco and the Jets will be taking over at the 25-yard line. Wilson is hurt for these Jets, so Flacco has been under center for the last couple weeks. There you see his stats on the season. 6 touchdowns to 1 interception. Flacco having a little bit of a resurgence here in New York. Flacco now under center for the first play of the game. He's going to check it down to the tight end. I would believe that is Croft. And he gets to about let's call it the 33, make it the 34-yard line. Flacco does have these Jets driving, hands the ball off, and gets out to about the 50. So the Jets are driving now. It is 1st and 10 New York. There you see Sean McDermott not too happy with that stand put up by his defense, but the Jets are moving the chains with that run. 2nd and 9 now. Flacco under center. Man goes in motion. Bills try to make an adjustment on defense. Flacco is hit and he fumbles the ball. Jets recover, however, so narrowly escaping disaster there with the sack fumble. Everybody's fired up on that Bills sideline. Loose ball, you can see Flacco drops back. I believe that was Hughes that knocked that ball loose. Almost a big turnover there for the Bills. And no, that was Milano, with that sack knocking the ball loose. That will lead to a punt, and Josh Allen and this Bills offense is going to take over. Allen over 2,000 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, and of course the 10 interceptions that we have been focused on the last couple weeks. Singletary, big run to start the game. That is 11 yards right off the bat for Singletary. So we've already kind of discussed his season. He's been having a monster campaign here in 2021. 2nd and 2 now for the Bills. Play action. Allen looking deep for Sweeney, and Sweeney drops the ball. That would have been a huge gainer there for the Bills. But Allen does have these Bills driving. He's going to drop back. He's going to look for, that would have been Knox that would have gotten them within the 5-yard line. But of course, that Jets defense all over that throw falls harmlessly to the ground. That could have gone a lot worse, and that incompletion will lead to a Bills field goal attempt, which is up and good. Bass had some issues early on this campaign, but he seems to have those worked out now as he's hit regularly on these field goals, putting the Bills up 3-0. And there you see Flacco coming back out to lead this Jets team, try to put something on the board before the quarter ends. 3rd and 3, play action. Flacco finding, not quite sure who that receiver is, couldn't really tell, but that puts Flacco at 56 passing yards on the day to end this first quarter. 3-0 as we end quarter number 1. Flacco has the Jets moving with that first down right at the end. Some more play action from Flacco, but that would be Phillips. Phillips with a big sack to begin the second quarter puts the Jets at 2nd and 21. Massive, massive sack there for this Bills D. Flacco is going to have to go out of the gun here on 3rd and 17. Has all day to throw, and he finds Berrios in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. So the Jets take the lead here early in the second quarter. Big connection there with the young wideout from Flacco. Flacco been a little surprising here for these Jets. You have to wonder if this is his audition for a starting job elsewhere next year, but so far so good for Flacco and the Jets, as they lead now 7-3. Flacco feeling pretty good. 7-3 Jets here in the second quarter. There you see Devin Singletary, 140 rushes on the season, really pushing for that 1,000-yard campaign. You know that has to be right around the corner within the next couple games or so with the way that he has been running the football. Allen now is going to be under center. There goes Singletary. Singletary with a big run. Let's call it 6 on the gain there for Singletary. Was flirting with 50 yards rushing here to start the half. And Allen drops back, and it is picked off. That is another interception for Josh Allen, and that will put the Jets in very good territory. They will start at the Bills' 42. So big opportunity here for the Jets to expand this lead, go up by quite a bit here to start the half. Handoff doesn't really go anywhere. Johnson gets maybe 2 on the run. Make that 1. It is now 3rd and 9. Flacco drops back all day in the pocket, and he just has to throw it away, which will lead to a long field goal attempt for the New York Jets. So really good defensive stand by the Bills, and that kick is going to be no good. It is wide to the right. It was hard to tell there for a minute whether or not he got it. He missed it just to the right. No good. Defensive stand for the Bills pays off. Interception doesn't really hurt all that much, though it does go on Allen's stats, and that is a very, very big issue. That number continues to climb as we go through this season. Singletary gets the handoff to start with. Call it maybe a yard, but it is now 2nd and 1. Play action pass. Allen rolls out, looking for a big connection to Beasley, and he finds him. Beasley down at about the 2. The officials are calling it the 3-yard line. Either way, Bills within the 5-yard line, looking to score, knocking on the door. Allen rolled out. He had all day to throw. Big connection to Beasley, who has been one of Allen's favorite targets this year. Bills at the 3, and Knox wide open in the end zone for a Bills touchdown. So even though the interceptions do continue to climb for Josh Allen, so do these touchdown passes. Knox, I believe that is touchdown number 5 on the season. Knox has become one of Allen's favorite targets down in the red zone. Make that 10-7 for the Bills as Flacco comes back to lead these Jets for another for another drive. 3rd and 6 now. Flacco again, all day to throw. He'll find his tight end, Croft, in the middle of the field for a good 3rd down conversion. So the Jets moving the chains, and there was no pressure there on Flacco at all. Croft now in motion on 1st and 10. Play action pass. Flacco again finds, I believe that's Berrios, for a big connection. Moving those chains again, make that a 23-yard pass from Flacco to Berrios. Big completion along the sideline. Looked like he was going to make it into the end zone there. But nonetheless, those Jets are moving the chains as Berrios is able to spin out of Sherman's tackle and is brought down by Wallace. Jets now on the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal. Johnson dives in for a Jets touchdown, putting the Jets back in the lead. Young running back Ty Johnson, been a pretty good bright spot for this Jets offense. Wall Wilson has been out. Good run there on 2nd and goal. Just dives, makes sure that there is no doubt that he got into the end zone on that score. Milano tries his hardest to stop him there, but it was not to be. It is 14-10 New York Jets. Singletary comes out. He's had a day, 73 yards in this first half. Allen drops back, 1st and 10. He's going to scramble. Allen's going to pick up a 1st down and more with his legs. He's at the 30, and he is going to have to step out of bounds at about the 18-yard line. Allen with a huge run. 56 yards on the day for Josh Allen in terms of rushing, and most of it coming on that big scramble right there. So Allen, if he doesn't hurt you with the deep ball, he's going to hurt you with his legs. He's going to drop back. We got a screen. Singletary finds the end zone, and your Bills are now up yet again in this first half. So the big scramble by Allen and the screen to Singletary puts the Buffalo Bills up by 16-14. The extra point will make it 17-14 for Buffalo, but that is a good little screen there. The Bills have been doing that more and more the last couple weeks, introducing screens into their offense, give defenses a little bit of something else to worry about. 51 seconds left in the half now as Flacco is out of the gun. Again, all day to throw. He's going deep, and that will be Wallace with the interception. Wallace gets the pick, and he advances out to about the 35. So now the Bills have a chance with the 3rd interception from Wallace on the season. The Bills are going to have an opportunity to go out and put a few more points on the board before half. They are in the lead, 17-14. They will chew as much time as they can off the clock, and Bass will come out for a field goal, 20-14 to end the half, as the Bills are showing why they are the standard bearers right now in the AFC East. They aren't the little brother anymore. After years and years of that Patriots dynasty, the Bills are coming out in 2021 with a vengeance. But at halftime, let's take a look around the NFL. Let's head out to those Patriots in Foxborough, where they are down by a touchdown to Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns, 14-7, right at the end of the first half there. Traveling on down to Dallas, the story there is Matt Ryan and his 3 touchdowns out to a huge lead, 31-17 Falcons down in Dallas. If we travel down to sunny Florida, it is the Ravens barely able to come out with a victory against the Miami Dolphins. Story there is Lamar Jackson and his 3 touchdown passes. Still only able to get a 3-point victory in that game. But back here in MetLife Stadium, Allen and the Bills are going to have the ball to start the half. Singletary is going to really kind of be stopped there. Not much in the way of yards on that run. 3rd and 9 now. Allen has the Bills driving. Allen looking deep, and he is going to find Gabriel Davis. We haven't talked about Davis a lot this season, but Davis is a really good young receiver at Josh Allen's disposal, and proves why right there with an amazing catch to put the Bills within the 5-yard line. I tell you what, Allen and McDermott both really like Davis. They're looking to get him involved in the offense a lot more. But the story is, next play, slant route to Beasley, puts the Bills on the board. That is a touchdown. And really, Beasley was wide open, breaks the zone coverage, and Allen feeds him for the score. That is going to put these Bills up 27 to 14 early in the second half. Jets have the ball at about the 36, 1st and 10. Flacco all day finds Berrios again for a big connection. That is Berrios' 5th reception on the day, and he has been killing this Bills secondary. They are moving the chains, but the story is the lack of pressure that this Bills defense has been able to get on Flacco. Flacco now out of the gun, 1st and 10 at about the 26-yard line. Flacco again looking deep, and he is going to find Mims in the end zone. Touchdown for the rookie. Huge touchdown for the New York Jets there. 26-yard touchdown pass, and again, Flacco had all day to throw. He just aired it out, found the young receiver, one-handed catch in the end zone, is going to make this a 27-21 ball game for the Bills. And again, that is kind of been the story of the Bills defense this year. They are a top 10 defense right now, but if there's one weakness that they have, it is that patchy and holy secondary. Their secondary has a lot that they have to get right. Here at the end of the 3rd quarter, it is 1st and 10. After that little run by Singletary, Bills have it at about the 42-yard line. Allen is going to drop back. He's going to look for it, and he's going to find Knox with a big score to end the 3rd quarter. Big touchdown pass to the tight end Knox. Knox has been incredible for this offense this season. And Knox quickly becoming another one of Allen's favorite targets. Allen has been so good about spreading the ball around. Knox, though, you cannot have a tight end as good as Knox. He is definitely putting himself in the running for top 5 tight ends in the league. You can start adding his name to the conversations that include the likes of George Kittle, as well as Travis Kelce. To start the 4th quarter, Jets have the ball, 1st and 10. Flacco again all day to throw, and he is going to find Berrios along the sideline. That's kind of been the story of this Jets offense. Just look for Berrios, and chances are he's going to be open today, as this Bills secondary just hasn't been able to stop him. 2nd and 15 now. Ball at the Bills' 37-yard line. Flacco under center. Looks like a pass. Flacco under pressure, had to throw that ball away. He was looking for Croft. Couldn't find him. So for one of the few times today, these Bills were able to pressure Flacco, and that is going to lead to a long field goal attempt that is also no good. 34-21 Bills, and a missed field goal doesn't squish that lead any further. These Jets are struggling on special teams today. Bills will take over, ball at their own 44. Handoff to Singletary. He'll get him about a yard or two. call it 2 yards. 2nd and 8 now. Allen under center. Allen drops back. He's looking, and he's not going to find anybody. He's going to be sacked by Lawson. That will be a big sack for this Jets team, leading to a 3rd and 17 for the Buffalo Bills, and that is a sack lunch. Allen, I'm sure, didn't plan on that today. Long field goal attempt by Bass. It is up, and it is good. Big field goal by the young Bass out of Buffalo, and that will increase this Bills lead 37-21 for the Buffalo Bills as Flacco attempts to stop the bleeding, attempts to put some points on the board. He's going to drop back. He is going to find that looks like Mims in the middle. That was a good pass to Mims. Flacco now has the Jets driving. They are in the red zone, and he is looking for his receiver in the end zone, but he finds Klein instead for the interception. Big interception by Klein there for this Bills team, and that will seal the deal for the Buffalo Bills. That will end the game. Flacco had all day to throw, most of the day today, but it's those 2 interceptions that really killed this Jets team. As there you see your final. It is 37-21 Buffalo. The story is the 2 interceptions, and the Jets just weren't able to stop this Bills rushing attack today. 250 yards on the ground for the Bills. And if you're Flacco, you have to be disappointed in that effort. But let's look around week 10 of the NFL as the Ravens beat the Dolphins, as we talked about. The Bucks lose to the football team. Tennessee beats the Saints. Jacksonville upsets Indy. Pittsburgh beats Detroit. Cleveland goes into New England and gets a victory. Arizona kills the Panthers. The Broncos get a big victory over the Eagles. The Packers beat the Seahawks. Kansas City goes to Vegas and beats the Raiders. And the Rams squeak out a 1-point victory on Monday night. But with no time for a break, it is the Indianapolis Colts coming into Highmark Stadium to take on your Buffalo Bills. And the story is always, or has been, turnovers on the offensive side and a very porous secondary for the Bills. There you see the playoff picture. Bills and Bengals still in the running for that number 1 seed, but right now the AFC Championship game is going to go through Kansas City as it sits right now. If the playoffs were to start tomorrow, you would have to go into Kansas City if you wanted a trip to Los Angeles for the Super Bowl. But we are underway here at Highmark Stadium, where Carson Wentz is going to take the field and attempt to really exploit this Bills passing defense, which has had its struggles early on the first couple weeks of the season here. So we'll see what happens with that as this campaign goes on. Wentz drops back. He is going to hit Pittman in the hands, and it will be dropped, but it is 1st and 10 on the 12. Wentz has these Colts driving. Wentz is going to drop back again. He's going to scramble, and he is going to slide at about the 2-yard line, putting the Colts in a position to score. Wentz hands off to Taylor, and Taylor is going to get into the end zone as these Colts are going to take an early 7-0 lead. And really, Taylor there on that run had a big hole. He does end up getting tackled, but it was too little too late as Oliver tried to make the stop there. But I think Taylor was going to go in no matter what. That momentum just kind of pushing him forward gives the Colts this early lead, and that will lead to young Josh Allen leading his team out onto the field. yet again looking for another victory, again looking to make some headway on that number 1 seed in the AFC. Allen drops back. He's going to find Beasley across the middle for a gain of about 8 or 9 yards there. It is now 2nd and 1. Ball on the 12. Allen under center. The Bills are driving. Allen drops back, and he's going to be sacked. Earlier in that drive, Beasley is also going to suffer a bruised sternum. He is going to be out for the rest of the game. So Beasley, big weapon there, gone for the Bills, and Allen gets taken down on 2nd and 1 as the Bills are driving, looking for a score. Toure with the sack there. Bills now, though, have the ball on the 1. It is 2nd and goal, and they are going to hand the ball off to Zach Moss, who is just going to bully his way into the end zone. spikes the ball off his lineman's back there. I don't think that was intended, but who else but Zach Moss are you going to give the ball to in that situation? He's been kind of the red zone running back for this Bills team, and he has a large number of touchdowns on his resume for this season. I believe that is number 5 or 6 on the season for Zach Moss, which makes this game tied. Carson Wentz now leading his men onto the field at the end of the first quarter. 1st and 10, hands off to Taylor, and that play doesn't go for a whole lot. Taylor hasn't had a lot of success on the day, although he does have that 1 touchdown, and that is going to end the first quarter here in Buffalo with our score tied at 7. Your Bills looking to take down these Colts. Wentz has a 2nd and 7 to start the second quarter. He's going to hand it off to Taylor again, and he is going to be stuffed by Poyer in the backfield. That will bring up a 3rd and 9. So a good defensive stand there by the Bills leads the Colts into a 3rd and long situation. So Carson Wentz going out of the gun here. Wentz drops back. Rousseau has him. Gregory Rousseau, his sixth sack on the year. He is leading early Rookie of the Year votes right now. The rookie making his case for some hardware on his mantle with 6 sacks so far. And if he continues on this pace, it's going to be hard to deny him that. But the punt afterwards is going to lead to another Bills drive. 2nd and 3 now. Ball at about 36. Allen under center. Play action pass. Allen throws a pick. He was looking for Knox. He had Singletary wide open in the flat. That was just a poor decision for Josh Allen. He didn't check the ball down. He had Singletary wide open, lobbied or intended to go for the bigger connection instead. The risk doesn't pay off, and that is more with a big interception on Josh Allen, going to give the Colts the ball back as they take over at about the 34, 1st and 10. Wentz is going to hand the ball off to Taylor. Taylor is going to be stuffed. Again, the yardage just hasn't been there for Taylor today. But Wentz does have the Colts driving. It is 3rd and 1. And that is a big sack. Make that 4th and 6 now. So a good defensive stand by the Bills defense is going to lead to a field goal attempt. So if you are the Colts, you have got to be disappointed in not being able to put 6 points up there. But that was Milano with a big sack there in the red zone that will lead to a very short chip-in field goal for the Colts. So the Colts do take the lead at 10-7, but you have to feel like they were hoping to make it 14-7 at the end of that drive there. Allen back onto the field after the interception. Not a bad day today, 5 for 6 for 45 yards, but that 1 interception did end up costing his team the lead. Singletary with a run now. Big run by Singletary. That is a huge gain for Devin Singletary. 58 yards now on the day for Singletary. That is a huge, huge gain. Moving the chains. Singletary just finds that hole and runs up the seam for a huge, huge gain for the Bills. That is going to actually lead this drive into the red zone. 1st and goal from the 3. Allen looking to put this in. You got Singletary in the backfield, and Singletary will get the call, and he will score. So that is a touchdown for Devin Singletary. He's not one that has gotten a lot of touches here in the red zone this year. It's mostly been Moss. So that is only touchdown number 2 or 3 on the year for Devin Singletary, but that will be another touch and some more yards for the NFL's 3rd leading rusher. And that will put the Bills up 14-10. So at the end of the day, you don't mind that if you are the Bills at all. But Wentz out of the gun, he is going to find his tight end there wide open to start this drive. Colts are driving now, 1st and 10 from the 39. Wentz drops back out of the gun, and he is going to be sacked by Tremaine Edmunds. Tremaine Edmunds is going to get the big sack there, and we are at the end of the half. Wentz trying to put it in here with 7 seconds left. He's going to drop back, look for his receiver, and he is going to find T.Y. Hilton. Who else but T.Y. Hilton for this Indianapolis Colts team? And that will end the first half as Indy takes the lead 17-14 at the end of the first half. As you can see there, it's the running game that has the Bills in this game right now. But let's take a look right around the NFL at the half. We'll travel to MetLife Stadium, where the Dolphins and Jets are tied at 7. Tua and Joe Flacco both have a touchdown in that game. Little AFC East action. If we travel to Cleveland, where Baker Mayfield and his Browns are down by 2 scores to the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff has his team up 28-14 there at this end of the first half. And the Falcons defend their home turf 28-21 against the New England Patriots. Matt Ryan with 2 touchdowns on the day gives Atlanta the victory there. But we are back in action here to start the second quarter as McKenzie gets the return, and he'll take the ball out to, call it, the 26-yard line, where Josh Allen and his Bills offense are going to attempt to close this gap. You want a score here to start the first half, because if you don't get that, then you might be in a little bit of trouble if your defense can't stop anybody. So to start the half, Singletary gets a handoff, and he is going to gain about, let's call it 6 there. Yeah, 6 is the official ruling on the field. It is now 2nd and 4. Ball doesn't go anywhere on the next play, so it is now 3rd and 7. Allen looking for Diggs, can't find him. That is going to lead to a 4th down and a punt. So not the drive that you want coming into the half if you are the Buffalo Bills, especially with the way that Wentz and these Colts have been able to move the ball. But that is a great punt by Hawk, penning Wentz and these Colts down within the 5-yard line. The story for today, though, Wentz has just been getting creamed by this pass rush of the Bills. It wasn't there last week in New York. It is sure there today, as there's been at least 3 sacks by this Bills team, and that was just in the first half. Little run by Taylor doesn't go for much, but it is 1st and 10 now at the 16 for the Colts. As Wentz hit he throws, and that pass is batted down. He was looking for T.Y. Hilton, but that will lead to a punt. And the Bills offense will take over at about the 47-yard line, where Singletary looks to have another day. They start at the 47. Josh Allen under center. He is going to hand the ball off to Zach Moss, who gets the first and more. Big run by the big, powerful young back. Tell you what, the Bills really like their two-headed monster that they have in Singletary and Zach Moss. Allen rolls out. He's going to find Knox for a good gain there. Puts the Bills within the 10. They will be looking to score here very early in this half. Allen out of the gun. He's got Singletary. Correction, he finds Gabriel Davis in the end zone for a touchdown. He had the big catch in the last game against the Jets. This one, he gets the lead score sitting wide open in the middle of the end zone. Nobody was around him, really. He was wide open. Good throw by Allen. Good score by Buffalo. Leads to a 21-17 lead for the Bills as Carson Wentz has first and 10 at the 40-yard line. Hands it off to Taylor. Taylor's going to get the first down and more. He is going to be stopped at the Bills' 37. So make that about a 13-yard run for Taylor there. Good run by Taylor. Taylor again, and this time he is not going to be stopped until he finds pay dirt. So 2 big runs by Taylor on that drive erase the Bills' lead. Indy takes over again, 23-21. And this big run is going to put the Colts on top. With this Bills team, it's a big question mark. 1 week, they can't stop the pass. The next week, they can't stop the run. And that's just unusual for a team that does bolster a top 10 defense in the league right now. End of third quarter, Bills have 2nd and 4. Ball on the 45. Allen calling out some audibles. Gets the playoff before the half. Singletary gets the first. And so the Bills will be looking at a fresh set of downs to start the fourth quarter. But the story here is just the back and forth action of these two teams. 24-21 is the score. No team really able to run away with it. The Bills have to figure out the run defense this game. Big pass doesn't find McKenzie there. So Allen was looking for McKenzie on that last play. It's 3rd and 2. Moss gets the first. Ball at about the 19 now. Bills driving, looking for a score. You have to put some points on the board if you are the Bills, because we're getting late enough in the game now with as back and forth as this game has been. You don't want to go away from this drive empty-handed if you are the Bills. Again, Allen calling out some audibles here. Ball at the 3. 2nd and goal, and he's going to find Knox. Perfectly timed throw from Josh Allen there. Waits for Knox to hit his break, and he finds the big tight end in the end zone. Watch this. Allen just doesn't even wait for Knox to be looking for the ball. Knox coming out of his turn there, wasn't even looking, and by the time he wheeled his head around, the ball was there, and he catches it for the score. So good play there to put the Bills up 28-24 on a very tough Indianapolis Colts team today. Wentz scrambles. He's going to get the first. He's going to get the ball out to about the 42-yard line. So big scramble by Wentz there. Has the Colts moving. Trying to get into scoring position here. And Wentz is going to try to scramble again, but he's going to be taken down by Greg Rousseau. That's going to be sack number 2 on the day for Rousseau, number 7 on the season, and he is really, really hungry for that Rookie of the Year trophy. Of course, a lot of these Bills players, they're not out for individual accolades. They do want to correct that loss from Kansas City last season. But the way this defense is playing, you have to question whether or not that's going to happen. Gregory Rousseau being a big bright spot, though. Have to wonder, is a Rookie of the Year in his future? Wentz, however, 4th and 6, has the Colts driving. Ball on the 9. And that is Ike Wallace batting down the 4th down pass. Turnover on downs, and not being able to score there ends the game for the Indianapolis Colts. So your Buffalo Bills walk out of Highmark Stadium today with a hard-fought victory against the Indianapolis Colts, mainly off of the legs of Devin Singletary. However, Josh Allen does have a pretty good passing day. 180 yards passing, only the 1 interception, so hopefully we are correcting those issues, but good victory here today for Buffalo against a very tough Indianapolis Colts team. If we take a look around the NFL, the Eagles beat the Saints, the Jets end up beating Miami, Carolina beats the football team, Cleveland ends up squeaking out a win against Detroit, San Francisco goes down to Jacksonville and gets a victory. Tennessee beats the Texans. Green Bay beats Minnesota. Baltimore beats Chicago. The Raiders upset the Bengals. So the Bengals don't get a win in LA. The Cowboys roll into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs. So Dak Prescott and his Cowboys end up getting a big victory over the Chiefs. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Chargers, and then you had a good game there on Monday night. The Buccaneers sit atop the NFC South. The Cowboys still in the lead out in the NFC East. Cardinals, 1 lone loss for the Cardinals. Bengals now are tied for the lead in the AFC North, where the Titans sit atop the AFC South. And of course, your Bills sit atop the AFC East, and the Chiefs still in a very close division, trying to hold off the Raiders to maintain that lead out in the AFC West. But this has been yet another double feature of the NFL on Snyderman Broadcasting. If you enjoyed this, do tell your friends all about our coverage of the NFL, and meet us right back here for some more Buffalo Bills action. Stay awesome, Bills Nation, and we'll be back with weeks 12 and 13 next time.